Am I the a-hole for distancing myself from my former best friend? I, f27, have been friends with m27 for 10 years now and best friends for 4 of those years. We both belong to a larger group of friends, and we got along so well that we met up and communicated a lot outside of the group. I have been in relationships during our friendship, single for the past 2 years though. He has been in a relationship for the past 1.5 years. Since his relationship has become serious, they had a bit of an untraditional start. Our friendship has loosened a bit as he now confides in his girlfriend more than me, as he should, and we are both increasingly busy with our jobs. On to the issue. I had been abroad for a couple of months and had just arrived back when the whole group was invited to a party. During the party, I put my arm around Miss' shoulder. He was sitting down to discuss something semi-private with him. We had talked like this many times before, and I did not particularly notice that I did this. The next day, he wrote me a long message that started off saying that he felt uncomfortable I had come that close to him, that this was a recent development, and he didn't feel that way in the past, but did now. He would appreciate if I didn't do it again. I immediately apologized for making him uncomfortable and thanked him for telling me so we could avoid that in the future. I understand that boundaries change, and we had previously been really good at making sure we could each appreciate our shifting boundaries. This is not the issue. He ended the message outlining some scenarios he was comfortable with and what he wouldn't be comfortable with anymore. Comfortable included hugging while greeting each other, very normal in our friend group, going out for drinks, just the two of us and standing and sitting next to each other. Under not comfortable, he included side hugs, sitting on his lap, sleeping in the same bed and being naked in the same room. The last 3 things have never happened before, and there has been no situation in which I can even imagine any of those happening. I felt very uneasy and told him I am confused why he included the last 3 scenarios, as even sitting on someone's lap feels like an escalation from side hugging. He said that he just wanted to include everything he could think of. I told him it still made me uncomfortable, and he didn't really respond. I don't know if I'm overreaction, but it made me feel like he was sexualizing our friendship. We both attended another group hangout a couple of days later, and I tried to make a point to sit away from him a bit, to give him the personal space he requested, and because I was now feeling a bit wary. He made it a point to sit next to me at every opportunity, and since we were in a cramped location, it made it impossible for our legs to not be touching. Even when his girlfriend joined us, he remained seated next to me, following me after I switched seats. Since then, I have been avoiding him, and he has noticed. I have stopped calling him. We normally phone once a week to update each other on our lives, and have declined meeting him alone at our usual bar hangout. He has been sending me messages if everything is okay, but I don't really know what to answer, so I've just been saying I'm busy. He has definitely already talked to some of the other members of our group about me. I've received a couple of messages asking me if I'm okay and if something has happened. Since we are both important members of the group, there is a bit of concern how the group dynamic is being affected, as this kind of behavior is a bit out of character for me. I've been feeling bad about how I've been handling the situation. Am I the a-hole for freezing him out like this and not explaining myself? I talked with him. I said that I am still thinking about his text, and I would like him to clarify why he felt he needed to include the hypotheticals. He says it felt right to him to include the full scope of things that could happen. When I said that the rest of the conversation was on a side hug level and he had somehow dragged sexual behavior into it at the end, he didn't see why that would make me uncomfortable. He felt like he was just covering his bases. I asked if something else had happened, because this change happened after I had been gone a while. He said that because we hadn't seen each other for a while, he noticed so strongly that I was the girl he was most familiar with, apart from his girlfriend, and he wanted to make sure all his female friends were on the same level. He kind of insinuated that he had thought of more with me, but since that never happened, he just wanted to make sure we had enough distance. The conversation ended there, but I didn't really feel like it would go anywhere else anyway. I never had the feeling that his girlfriend had something to do with this, and the conversation strengthened that feeling. Still don't really know what to do with this except keep the friendship cooled down for the moment. I also spoke to some of the other people in the group and said that if something was up, they could always straight up ask, instead of making me feel like they were all gossiping behind my back. They apologized and explained that they were just worried and didn't know if approaching me would make it worse. They still don't really know what's going on, but that's fine with me. Love stories like this? Then make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next.